So one thing you said that I would like you to kind of expound upon a little bit more is you can't do things after school, which a lot of people can't do things after school because obviously it requires money in a lot of cases to be able to do that, to pay someone to, because we have to value people's time. So how have you been able to incorporate doing these things in the school day?
So usually admin assigns it. It's typical things where it's not really a classroom disruption, it's more of a transition disruption. So I get a lot of those. I get a lot of conflicts, your basic fights, because in elementary, they're aggressive, but they're not a true fight. So usually I do the restorative circle. We kind of get, the respect agreement going on, and we put it on poster form. I leave it up in my room. So if we have to refer to it, they see it. Many times it's okay, parents, they're going to lose one of their encores during the time of the week, and they're going to come to me for half of that to kind of start whatever we need to do for the project. Or is it just to come up with a new plan or a goal? And we'll go from there. But usually it's transition for our elementary group. So we usually start class because we have a remediation time first thing in the morning. So the kids get their breakfast, they go to the remediation spot, then they transition to their home rooms per se. So that's usually like around 8:15 we start our morning. Then they'll have either times where the teacher will have planning, and that's when they go to encore. So it varies from anywhere from 8 o'clock in the morning to sometimes 1:30 in the afternoon, depending on who I see. So it's usually in staggered groups. I get to see certain students based off of what admin has sent to me. It's usually about 45 minutes per grade level. So it's kindergarten through fifth grade, and there's different little chunks during the day I can actually see them. So first thing in the morning is usually going to be your second grade I kind of see during that 45 minutes. And then it'll transition to another 45 minutes of, I want to say fourth grade goes next. So I just have the master schedule. When the admin sends me through our educator's handbook, this has been assigned for restorative practice. I'll read up what happened, get the background. I get the student in. We kind of do a back and forth of, I want to hear your story. And once I hear their story, I let them hear the other side of the story. And then we come to an agreement and we work on what admin has assigned for either that day or 2 days. Sometimes it's what we do is the 3 days, and depending on the student's level, we'll do it online through the computer, or we'll do it face to face with some of the papers I've printed out to kind of work through the process. So it's a case by case scenario.
So it seems like what you're saying is that what y'all decided to do is when kids are going to what a lot of people, what you're referring to as encore, a lot of people call special areas, but essentially it's like PE, music, art, those classes that aren't the core classes that like math, reading, and science that kids go to, because they're called different things at different places. But what it seems like you're doing is during that particular time, that's when y'all are basically saying, okay, if it's kindergarten, if it's first grade, or if it's second grade, whoever is during that particular time who needs their behavior to be worked on, that's when y'all are pulling them. And that's where you're getting that. I would say it's not necessarily, in some cases, I'm sure it is one-on-one attention, but in other cases, it is more direct attention to those specific students. So you're not working with all kindergartners at that time. You're working with only the ones that are struggling, and you're able to give them that attention, really essentially for a whole class period. It seems like that's, the gist of the time is about a whole class period. So that definitely seems to be pretty, I like how y'all systematically put that together, because it definitely isn't, it's not disrupting the whole schedule. So how has it been received, you doing it in this particular format, like as a campus? How is the campus receiving it?
I think it's been great because, like I said, the team that we have, there's one representative for every grade level that's part of our restorative there's a lot here. Our core behavior, our, restorative and capturing kids' heart group. And they used to call it positive behavior intervention system, but now it's core behavior, and, a different name. So each one of those have gone back, and currently in fourth grade, we had the highest, ever since the school was built in 2013, fourth grade has been the highest with write-ups, minors, all behavior. It was unbelievable looking at the data.
And that's consistent every year.
Every year, and different teachers too.
Okay.
It was wild. I couldn't believe it. Currently, this year, fourth grade is the lowest it has ever been, and it's the lowest in our school. Kindergarten is higher than fourth grade currently.
Which kind of makes sense. Kindergarten is the most unpredictable because you don't know if they came from the couch, you don't know if they came from pre-K, you don't know where they came from. So they just show up, you're potty trained, you can talk, you can walk.
Wow.
Okay, we got to figure it out from here. So we don't know, but we don't know anything else other than those three things.
But our
No, that
fourth grade
definitely makes a lot of sense.